What is going on, you guys? My name is Daniel and welcome back. We are going over a macro photography video today for everybody on the replay. On this channel, we go over everything mirrorless cam cameras. So if you're into that type of thing, don't forget to subscribe and hit like on this video. So what we're going to be needing to do this, I did a photo that looked very similar to the thing that is now looming behind me. That photo I did with the Canon R6, and it was pretty straightforward. We used a macro 100 millimeter. This one is probably my go-to of all time, and it's really awesome. I have no complaints with this. I shot a wedding plus with the 35 RF right here and had no problems. It was absolutely fantastic. We're gonna have a flash, and then we're also going to need my computer, but we're going to do editing on that later, and then the Canon R6, of course. And those are pretty much the basic things that we're going to need to go ahead and get started on this. So we're probably going to have the flash, just doing some pretty basic stuff. Actually, while we're here, what is going on? We're doing some eye photography today, and we're going to be using the 100 millimeter with a adapter, of course, because this is an EF lens on the Canon R6 here. And we're going to go through taking the photo and then editing on the computer as well. I did a similar photo that was a little bit better than what's looming behind me right now, but that's pretty much what we're going to be doing and seeing if we can get it even better. So we're going to have some lights, we're going to use some flash, and that's how we're going to, well, kick this off. And so let's go ahead and throw the 100 millimeter on there and get it over, because you can do it because the 35 is a macro lens, but it's just not quite the same when it's a wide angle. Let's pull this off. Oh, I didn't turn the camera off. That wasn't good. And we'll throw this on. All right. Then we get the flash ready. Turn the flash on and mount this up here. So just, even though there's a lot of light and I even have a light box up there, it's not going to be quite enough for getting it into that very small area, because we're going to be shooting at about f8. Oh, I already have this turned around. That's why it's not going back. There we go. And let's get into it. Get this out so I can see exactly what's going on. And believe it or not, at this level, when it's that close to your eye, the IAF does not work at all. Let's move this into it. Am I good? Yes. There we go. We're going to need to adjust this into the right settings so that it's at the macro on the side of the camera. There's our first shot. Looks very similar. I'll put these caps back on, because I don't actually own this, and somebody is loaning me the RF35. Shout out to Jimmy, who switched over to Sony because they didn't come out with the R6 fast enough so that he could shoot sports. So let's do this. I'm going to also need some type of light so that the aperture on my eye is a little bit lower. So we're going to just use my phone here and shine light into my eye so that it looks a little bit better at the end of it. So we're just going to take my phone and shine light into it as we do this as well. The only problem with so many light sources is that in the post editing, it comes out as there's like a lot of stuff to remove from your eye because there's so many reflections going on. So we're going to do this right there, and then take the picture again. And I think I'm going to try and do something a little bit more dynamic. Move this down so it's looking up into it rather than down. And we're going to come in there so it's a little bit different. And we're going to look ahead. Light in position and look ahead. There we go. And it's still very not dilated. There we go. Okay. We also want to come in here and change the settings from, I guess F5 isn't too bad, but we'll change it to we'll put it at F9 and do that. Right there. So too low, it's very dark. We're going to now go in and change. I have a button over here so I can actually change the viewport of it, of the actual flash from inside here. So we put more power to it on the viewfinder. That's probably my favorite setting and button to adjust to. Right there. That wasn't too bad. It's just that there's a bunch of the softbox in my eye. So there we go. There, it's starting to get a little bit better. We're going to pull the light out again and just shine the light into my eye, trying to get it into a spot where I can edit it out in post. There we go. I don't know, that one it looks like, let me see if I can even show you guys. Right there. Looks like I'm looking off into the side. So there we have it. So it's a little bit off. So trying to figure out exactly where to look into the camera, or if you're doing it candidly, is probably one of the biggest issues with this, because you can't look at the screen because you need to look into the camera, but then you don't know if it's good because you're looking into the camera, not at the screen. So let's do the light again and see if we can get this going right there. Put it down. And one forward. Whew. That probably looks so weird watching this, but I think that's the one that we're going to stick with. I like that one. Let's pull it off onto the computer now. So we've taken the photo. And the biggest things to look for is that it is the direction of your eye, making sure that there's enough light into your eye. And then I did it at f8 because it's macro, and when it's so small, it can be difficult to watch or focus properly. And then also it's just the amount of blur is too much, and it's just hard to look at as an image. So now we're going to port these onto the computer. And then we're going to switch over to Lightroom, and we're going to edit the photos that we just took. Okay, where'd the SD card go? There we are. From there, go over and into Lightroom and get this ported over. And we'll just stick with these two. And in a moment, I'm going to open up Lightroom and show you exactly what I just took. So now we're going to go over and do full screen and open Lightroom. Okay, so here's one of the first ones. And then here's the other one. I think I like this one better. This one's a little bit overexposed, and then I'm looking at the camera weird. And this one's a candid, and I'll be able to remove this light right here that I was shining into my eye. So let's go in here now and adjust this. Plug my mouse back in so it's not ridiculously hard to deal with this. Okay, I'm going to once again put it into a format that is for YouTube or video, whichever way you want to look at it. And we're going to then edit it. So first let's go into auto, simply because, yeah, I think that did an alright job. highlights, skin tones, all look good. And in there. So maybe a little bit more contrast. Yeah, just a little bit. And then we're going to mostly come in here and remove these little specks of light that are in there. And that was for my iPhone, and then this one was from a reflection off a hanger, and there's not much you can do about this light box there, and then there's a little itty bitty reflection right there in my eye. I'm not sure what that's from, but it's gone now. There we have it. And then we're going to come down and do some texture, clarity, and sharpening. Let's start with clarity, just a little bit, and then a little bit of texture, and then the sharpening. How far can we go on the sharpening? Wait for my computer to catch up. Right there. Okay, that looks good. A little bit of noise reduction. Now it's gotten a little bit dim, so we're going to increase. And that's one of the biggest things while editing in Lightroom that I notice is that the backdrop, the black backdrop, makes it difficult to tell if you're over or underexposing your photos sometimes. So we're going to go in, and next we're going to mess around with a little bit of the color in the eyes. So when you mess with it here, you know, with crazy stuff on your eyes, but also your skin tones get messed up. So we're going to take the green and then this teal, and we're going to boost them a little bit because there's not much green in your skin. I don't like boosting them like crazy because then it looks like I have some devil eyes or something, but just a little bit to make them pop a little bit more. And then the yellow. And then from there, we're going to put, where is it? It's too far, it's too far. Geometry, duration, vignette, there we are. I'll put a little bit of vignette around. Right there. And what to do next? I think I put a little bit too much yellow, so we're just going to adjust this in the white balance ever so slightly. Yeah, right there. And there you have it. That is how to do eye photography, all within a short, concise little session. Light for your eye, a flash, and if you're doing a video, a light box. Then your camera, a macro lens, and you should be good to go with some editing software. So thank you so much for watching. That is how to actually take a photo of your eye and how to make it look decently good. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care.